everybody. Welcome to ANDOR, the podcast where every week we analyze and scrutinize the Star Wars series ANDOR, 7 minutes at a time. I'm Alex Molina.
And I'm Rusteen Honardoost.
As we like to say, we have friends everywhere. And today we are joined by our friend, arts and cultural worker, DSA Lake co-chair, and former theater kid, Benina Stern.
Hi.
Hi, Benina.
I'm
Welcome.
everywhere.
Thanks for coming on the pod,
Yes.
Benina.
I mean, thanks for having me. This is my first ever guesting on a podcast, so it's truly an honor. It means a lot, and I'm excited to talk with y'all.
This is our first time hosting a podcast.
That's
so,
beautiful.
It goes both ways. I mean, this podcast is our first time. Obviously. No, we recorded this one first. We wanted to do a test run deep into season 1.
We're doing a temporal pincer movement.
Yeah, we're actually, as a time capsule, recording the last episodes of the show.
I mean, I love to be in a tenant.
So what's your sort of history with Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, I was never fully obsessed with it as a kid. It was something my friends loved more than me. I remember my 5th grade teacher took the day off to go see Revenge of the Sith in theaters at midnight, and I remember him coming back in the middle of the day depressed and dejected because it wasn't good. And so it was never something my parents really showed to me. My dad veered more American graffiti than Star Wars in terms of the George Lucas that he's going to show me. But then in college, the new trilogy,
the sequel trilogy,
the squeakles were coming out. And so my friends got me into them, and we all went to them together. I think I was okay, this series has a lot of potential. When The Last Jedi came out, I thought that was so great to just be there in the theaters. And yeah, so I've just been kind of following it since. I'm not an encyclopedia like you all, but I've watched all of Andor. I've watched all the movies. I'll defend the prequels at this point.
Did you have a different cultural obsession that was your main one?
I mean, I liked Greek mythology and Egyptology and and fantasy stuff rather than science, because science is for boys.
What's your favorite Egyptian story?
Okay, it's hard to pull. We love the Tutankhamun stuff. We made canopic jars in 6th grade.
I would say we.
Yeah, I did not do that.
Yes.
We, me and my classmates.
Okay, no, not just you was my point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was really, I mean, it's the symbology and the process. You love a mythological creature. I don't know. I loved a mythological creature. I loved a story with symbolism. I loved, cool stuff that you do with dead people, to get them ready to go to the afterlife. It's all there in the mythology stories. And I guess Star Wars has a bit of that too, and you kind of see it in the
I think George Lucas would share that fascination.
Yeah.
He always talks about the mythical stories that inspired Star Wars.
I mean, when I was learning what the hero's journey was when we were reading the Odyssey in high school.
Joseph Campbell in the grave, his eyes is shot open.
He's Rip. I mean, it's we were reading the Odyssey, and it got was compared to Star Wars. So it's all kind of in the background, and I loved going to Disneyland and going on Star Tours. The original one, they've defiled my child now.
They put Cassian in it.
But I miss my little robot guy. They the original.
Oh, the robot's in the lobby.
Yeah, I want him back.
Didn't they bring them back?
It used to be the DJ Rex.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now it's just C-3PO.
Yeah.
Which I, as a C-3PO fan, I am.
And that's valid.
Weren't there little robots tinkering around with things? What am I thinking of?
In the pre-show?
Yeah, in the when you're in line.
Yeah. There's robots all over there.
Yeah.
But so I mean, it's it was just something that was also always in the cultural water for me. But I feel I've gotten more this is something I follow and keep up with as an adult, just socially, and how to it's a huge part of the culture these days.
You have to pick and choose your battles when it comes to like which IP you follow.
Yeah. And I haven't like watched all of Star Wars, like the TV shows.
Did you have to be like convinced to watch Andor, or were you on top of it when it first came out?
Andor I was on top of because we watched Rogue One. Like my friends and I was like, okay, like this cast cooks. Like they're putting a lot of people I like in it.
Who did you flag coming?
Oh, Diego Luna.
Oh yeah.
But then they kept on announcing more and more. And we went like this band of rebels who I like, and all my favorite like British actors and my Irish actors.
It took like 8 episodes, but I finally get to talk to somebody about the Angels in America crossover cast.
Yeah.
Yes.
A fair amount, actually.
Yes.
Like,
at least 3.
One of them died. You'll have covered at this point. Like,
in the show, yes. Yeah. I'm like, what actor died? Yeah.
Some in the play.
Yes.
But I love just how many in there. And now I'm just thinking of like Andor season 3. What can we stick in there? Nathan Lane. Come on.
Oh, we've discussed Nathan Lane before.
Yeah, we want Nathan Lane
both as a human and as an alien. He can do both.
Yeah, I think he can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As like a rich like jeweler on Coruscant.
Yeah.
And then like a squat little guy.
Like, I think Stellan Skarsgård would, like, know him somewhere down the line. Sorry, I'm going to say a lot of, like, actor names because I'm so bad at remembering names in general, but also the show especially. Stellan Skarsgård is an actor name. Luthen, that's his name.
That's Luthen.
Yeah,
Crushed
there you go.
Got it.
You can stay on the podcast now.
Thank you. I don't even have any Luthen in this part that we're talking about, so I did work. But yeah, so that's kind of the Star Wars story when it comes down to it. This is a huge billion-dollar industry at this point, and I'm engaging with it.
Do you have like a favorite installment or thing, Star Wars connected thing that isn't Andor? Or is Andor your favorite?
Andor's up there. I mean, I said I like The Last Jedi a whole lot. I think it's not only like a beautifully created and crafted movie. I just think the story is really poignant. Just the ending of like anyone can be a Jedi, and it really just like brings it back to like, oh, like this is the like childlike wonder and like hope that we like see ourselves in Star Wars, while being like kind of like deep for adults too, like Rey like being like, I come from nothing or whatever. I thought that was really great, and then episode 9 killed it. So here we are.
I don't remember where I heard this, but I guess for Wake Up Dead Man there was some screenings, and one of them, like the Q&A, was Rian Johnson and JJ.
Yeah.
And I want to know what that conversation is like behind the scenes.
I think they're buds. It sounds like they're just friends.
I mean, they're two like nice people on the surface.
Yes.
I like one of their filmmaking far more than another. But yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've brought up my like Last Jedi screening story on the pod.
What is it?
So I have a rule where I'm like, if I ever see a famo in LA, I'm like, I have to like communicate. If I'm going to say something to them, I have to make sure that like it's something that they appreciate, that someone knows. So I saw The Last Jedi at City Walk, like opening night, and like Rian Johnson came out very quickly
cool.
and like did a wave and was like, enjoy. And then as he's walking out, he like walks by my row, and I just scream, where the fuck is Brothers Bloom 2?
That's true.
Yes.
They do.
I got a laugh out of him. I'm like, okay, that was, yeah.
Great work.
I'm like, I just want to make sure he knows that someone here has seen one of his movies besides Star Wars.
I know. At the end of that movie, the brothers do bloom. The friendship is magic, indeed. Yeah, I love that movie a lot. Recently rewatched Looper. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Looper's fine. It's not my favorite.
I rewatched it, but it was fun.
If they didn't do the prosthetics on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face, I think people would have liked it more.
Okay.
Well, wasn't the story that they were supposed to meet halfway through, and then he didn't want to do it?
Bruce was not going to do that.
Mm-mm.
He's not dealing with that.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't help they look nothing like each other.
Which is fine. I think it's fine.
Just don't do the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have imaginations. We have movie magic. It's all good.
Yeah. So speaking of movie magic, who are your glub shittos?
Who are my glub shittos? Yeah, I mean, it's like what we consider a glub shitto, like, a little guy that's kind of just like there in the background.
Glub shitto is if you're a group of people watching Star Wars and you get excited by something and then no one else knows what the fuck you're talking about. That's a glub shitto.
Yeah, I mean, okay, mine is probably Max Rebo. I like any little guy that plays music, specifically of the jizz nature, but I know we retcon jizz. Like, I know that's not a thing anymore.
Max Rebo doesn't actually play jizz. He's what kind of music?
Wait, did they retcon jizz?
Well, yeah.
I was told by someone.
It's called Jatz now.
I'm sorry, Alex. That's how you
find out.
He
is a popular jizz whaler. I am so sorry.
Don't take my jizz whalers away from me.
So sorry. That is what musicians who specialize in playing jizz songs.
Jizz whaler. Sorry, I'm crying. Jizz whaler. That's Moby Dick, basically.
But Max Rebo, strangely, no relation to Neil, even though they look like similar.
They
blue
do look
elephant
really
men.
similar. I forgot about Neil. Yeah.
Neil is the little elephant boy from Skeleton Crew. And yeah, I think they saw like there's demand for a little elephant.
Yeah.
And they figured out a way, because Max Rebo doesn't have legs. I don't know if you know this.
I don't.
Canonically, or just we don't see them?
I don't ever.
He doesn't have legs. Yeah, like canonically.
I don't ever recall seeing them. I just figured they were like behind the bandstand.
I mean, Max Rebo looks like he was it's like a pool, inflated pool toy. That is like the level of like craftsmanship happening right there.
Man, I'm getting so many facts about Max Rebo wrong. He doesn't have arms. He plays his red ball jet organ with his feet.
Those are his feet?
Those are his feet.
It looks like every digit on that appendage is a thumb. So
oh no.
Yeah,
oh no. Are you on the StarWars.com article?
Oh, I'm
No.
on Wikipedia.
There's a Star Wars mysteries getting to the bottom of Max Rebo. Which is a good pun. So it starts with the figurines of him where he has arms and legs. This diapered humanoid is how Kenner extrapolated the body of Max Rebo in 1984.
Oh my God. His family information on Wikipedia.
But that was never the intent of Max's original designers. And listeners, you won't be able to see this. We'll put it in the Instagram, but I want both of your reactions to this photo at the same time.
Yeesh.
No. No, I don't like that.
Oh, and that's all right. I also just a little.
that's a tushy.
Yeah,
he's got a little butt.
How do we describe that?
It's a little tushy.
No, the tushy we can describe as tushy, but like the face.
He looks like a melted basset hound.
Yeah, like one of those like fish that's like
a blobfish that's like come up onto the surface.
Yeah.
He looks like you deflated one of the blue meanies from the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But also no arms and just giant legs.
Yeah. Wikipedia. I didn't know Max Rebo had lore.
They all have lore.
I mean,
of course, Max Rebo has lore.
I mean, okay. First of all, he has a full name. It's Maximilian. Crazy. And his dad's name is Jep. Jeph, and his other parent is just a mother, and apparently has a sibling, which is crazy, named Azul Fantel.
This is the beauty of Star Wars, and this is what makes a glup shitto. That like, if you showed anybody a picture of Max Rebo, maybe they would recognize him as like, isn't that like the weird guy in like a Star Wars? But then you could also then go and list off all this lore about him. And if you did, people will look at you like a fucking insane person.
Yeah, I don't have that lore in my brain. I just like weird little guys in Star Wars. I just like a weird little guy.
And Maximus Rubonius is one of them.
He plays that. He doesn't sing. That's someone else. I forget her name.
Anyway, should we get into the episode?
Yes, I do just want to shout out that in the Legends, the Max Rebo band was preceded by Evar Orbus and his galactic jizz whalers.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Jizz, a Star Wars podcast. We go through the music and discography of all of Star Wars.
Star Wars NPR, just a weeknight jizz.
Jizz becomes eclectic.
The Max Rebo Tiny Desk concert must have been great.
I'd like and subscribe. Yeah.
All right. Now we can get into our 7 minutes of Andor, because where we last left him, Terramin asked Cassian if he's paid attention to how to walk like a soldier.
Like a man. I think I made the same joke last week.
And today we return to Ferrix to find Imperial officers marching through the streets.
Smash cut to marching.
Yeah, it's a very fun match cut of just like, do you know how to walk like a soldier? And then we cut to soldiers walking.
Yeah. I went, that's nice.
And watching over all of them is Lieutenant Blevin, who has now arrived to take over control of Ferrix. And he calls over Captain Tygo, who informs him that they are still clearing out the last guests from the Hotel Rix. And Tygo is not the sharpest tool in the shed. When Blevin asks what he thinks...
So he's not an all-star.
He was looking kind of dumb.
No, he's not.
With his finger in his thumb.
In the shape of an L on his forehead.
Yelling, can I be prefect?
Yes. Blevin asks what his opinion is of the hotel and the assignment on Ferrix. And Blevin informs him that you're taking this assignment no matter what, but do you want the hotel as your headquarters? And all Tygo cares about is, can I be named prefect? Even though Noah doesn't come with extra pay.
No. I mean... It's a little like goofy aside, but I think sort of like what makes Andor so spectacular is you're sitting down with what an occupation and what like fascism is. Because the scene starts with them literally like doing construction on these hotels, and you're like, oh, they just took the city, like it's ours now. Because I mean, you watch 9 movies and you don't really understand what had to be done to get to this point, what had to be done to construct the empire, to construct the rebellion. And I think what's really remarkable about this series is the steps that it takes to get to this point. So
how does one construct a rebellion?
Well, we'll get into that in the next part of the 7 minutes. I got a lot to talk about there.
But speaking of that process, like we're introduced to Tygo as he's yelling at some hotel guests who have just like their bags out on the street as the Empire has taken over control of the hotel. And he tells Blevin, like, we're kicking out the last of the guests. Don't worry about it. Which is just it's like so mundane.
It's so mundane, but it's also like, think of the repercussions. Like, this is a big hotel. Like, what are we doing to the local economy here with these people? What are we doing to these people who like have to go back to their planet?
They're also just removing dry cleaning.
Yeah, it's like his like bagged suit jacket.
I want to know about space laundry. I don't know. Like what?
I mean, dry cleaning itself feels like something out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like we're going to cover this thing. It will not get wet, but it will clean
dry cleaning.
But they would have some kind of alien that like shoots vomits out on it.
Yeah.
Steam.
Yeah. I'm like, I do wet cleaning. How cleaning do dry? But yeah.
So I don't know how I like fell into this because I did not study architecture, but I wanted to point out that this hotel reminds me of, it's called the Neo-Andean style, which is primarily a Bolivian architect named Freddy Mamdani, who does these like...
Mamdani, you say?
Mamani.
Mamani.
I got Mamdani on the mind.
All right.
Where he basically he sort of has built these modern buildings that look like pre-Columbian. I mean, if you look at sort of like his buildings, they're kind of...
Oh, okay.
I'll post a...
Oh, yeah.
So like it is sort of like this recreation of like an indigenous culture into a modern architecture.
I mean, I think like stylistically, like you have their uniforms, which are very like black and white and angular, and you have like the hats that are very evocative of like Nazi stormtrooper wear. And then you have
the stormtroopers are evocative of stormtroopers.
Shut up. But then you have this hotel that looks, like the architecture that you showed kind of reminds me also of like a lot of these like public housing developments. Like you have like the balconies and things like looking out onto a street. Like it's a very like, urban, dense like area. And then, they're just tearing it up to shreds. And I don't know, and maybe you do know later in this, but because my recollection of Andor season 1 is very dim. But like maybe you do see what they turned this into, but they're just like, I really like in the 7 minutes that I watched, like I'm kind of just struck with how like, they're just so quick to destroy all of this like infrastructure and build on top of it. And it's like very gorgeous. I'm also like curious, like, do we know Because I know Andor, what makes it also like so great is like they like filmed on location, like as opposed to like other places. I think this is like a set, obviously but
they built the major sections of Ferrix. So a lot of this is practical sets, but I'm not 100% sure if the building of the hotel itself is also real or not.
Or CG.
It could be CG. It could also be just the bottom of it where people are like walking around.
Yeah.
Is
that would
real.
be my guess. Is that everything like the bottom part is real and then everything above that is CGI.
Anything you see a person interacting with.
Yeah.
So there's like a guy on a balcony. So I think maybe like even that balcony might be real.
I just like the idea of like Ferrix being like a 15-minute city.
Yeah.
But I guess like a 15-minute planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We don't need 15 minutes walkable cities. We need walkable planets.
Exactly.
The entire planet must be walkable.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's like, what is like the Empire's like vision for like cities, or like what are they gonna do to this like city once they turn their hotels into their things?
So we've heard before that Blevin is gonna take over control of the planet from Primor, and in this, what we're seeing right here is that he's putting like his underling now in charge of it. And Tygo ends up becoming like a minor villain through the rest of this season. And and I think what this scene is really effectively doing is showing us just how much of like a petulant little kiss ass he is.
I mean, like, can I be prefect? And then it's like, you can wear a ball gown for all you want. I mean, it's about power, but they want like the titles to feel good. But it just kind of reveals like how much of a construction like it all is to them.
It's how people within the Empire get people to follow them. Is by promising them power and promising them more fancy titles.
And I think like within the like governmental structure, like everyone's like kind of like trying to like compete against each other and vie for each other, and we'll see this with Denise Gow, Dedra like at the end of the 7 minutes, just like sort of how power hungry like the Empire makes everyone become, because we're replicating cycles of oppression onto each other here.
The prefect thing also made me think of like just within Star Wars lore, there's probably like 2,000 titles that exist within the Empire. That's like, and so I'm like, yeah, that guy's the prefect. That doesn't really mean anything. That's like not a role. We just call him the prefect.
I mean,
he just wanted to be.
Like no one else is a Moff. It's just him. There's the one Grand Moff.
Bureaucracies love making up titles just because.
I know there are other Moffs. I was making a joke.
Who's the Grand Moff Tarkin?
There is a funny note on Wikipedia on the subject of titles, which is that
on the subject of titles.
This feels like a diatribe.
When we first meet Tygo in this scene, he is a captain. He's addressed as a captain, but he sports a lieutenant rank plaque of 3 blue squares across his uniform, which is incorrect and probably a costume error, is what Wikipedia says.
Thank you to the nerds.
Because in the following episodes, he has the correct captain rank of 4 blue squares. However, I think I want to defend the costume designer here, because what I think has happened is he's probably recently been promoted to captain, and that is why right now he has the 3 blue. So I believe Michael Wilkinson is the name of the costume designer. I want to defend your honor.
I will defend all costume designers' honor.
This is the first reference to a prefect in all of Star Wars lore.
In canon Star Wars lore.
That's all that matters.
He's just like coming up with words.
Did it exist in Legends?
Yeah, at the very least, I saw a picture of somebody from an Imperial prefect. There's one other guy.
I respect that. You know, he learned a new word, and he wants to give the word to himself. Actually, I don't respect this. They all suck.
Speaking of them sucking, though, the thing I like about this scene is that... Shut up. You know what I mean. Is that we're seeing the Imperials aren't actually that much more, like, competent than the Primor security corpos were.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they're just as vain. They just have access to greater firepower and state violence.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think, it's like the thing that I value about Andor. I'm going to say that phrase a lot, but it's like you realize like it's like the systems are built from individuals, and they're all extensions of, our character flaws and traits and stuff like that. So yeah, you have, a collection of vanity in the Empire basically, and you see that in the prequels, you see that here, and we've built something on it, but everyone's a little vain and costumes like focused and titles focused, and they're just vain little guys with some fashion sense sometimes.
It would be so funny if Tycho was so literal that he did wear a ball gown after this.
He has a sash, like he's like a town mayor. He's like, I am the mayor. I am the special boy.
The specialist.
I am the
boy.
Perfect prefect.
I'm the perfect prefect. The specialist boy. Yeah.
Are we done with Ferrex for the week? Is there anything else you want to talk about Ferrex, or?
I mean, I got nothing. I went through my 2 notes. I thought the special boy was like Patrick Ball from the Pit for a second, because I saw the butt chin and the
I could see it,
the cheeks, and I was like, that's the Pit. But
I mean, and it is Space Pittsburgh, so it does track.
What is that? What you guys decided?
That's what I decided.
Well, Blevin leaves Tycho behind.
Blevin.
He as long as this operation is up and running before his next staff meeting, Blevin is happy to leave Tycho in charge of Ferrex, and then we walk past some more goose-stepping Imperial officers, which I do want to call out, like, do you just have to goose step like everywhere you go in formation, like on your way to a meeting? It's so funny to me.
I mean, it's how they project power. I mean, it's
maybe the pants are like tight and they're designed that way, so you have to walk that way. Like they're just really restrictive clothing.
Yeah, it's also not like the most extreme of the goose steps. Like they're not like completely straight legged and like
they're not doing raquette kicks.
Exactly. Like
they're kind of half-assing it, maybe.
Yeah, it's how in the producers in Springtime for Hitler they get into the like swastika formation and they're like kind of like doing like some beautiful like feet flicks. That's what I want to see. It's not there, but so I would say a half-ass based on Broadway aesthetic.
They're not really goose walking. They're like squab walking.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean it's a good bookend to the scene because you have the rebels, or what do you call the crew again?
The Aldani crew.
Yeah, the Aldani crew. Trying to learn how to get in formation.
Did I just say goose walking instead of goose stepping?
No, you're okay.
It's okay.
You're okay.
Yeah, we do then. Get this match cut over to our rebels. Not half-assing it. They are trying so hard. Yeah, as Terramin leads the boys through an Imperial march, teaching them how to appear confident, like they belong, as they walk through what the next day of the heist is going to look like. And I do want to shout out that I found Nemik's march very funny. He's got like his mouth open as he's stomping. Like he can't breathe and march at the same time.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, look at their little faces. They're like trying to project, we're serious. We are bad guys. Like we're powerful. And they're like, jaws are so clenched. Like their lips are pursed. Their like eyebrows are furrowed. And you're like, yeah, okay. You're acting. Good job.
I just looked up what the history of why it's called goose stepping.
Okay.
Does it involve geese?
It's like they're like, that's how geese walk.
Do they?
No.
I mean, they kind of do a little like pat, 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 pat. I don't know. Like I don't know.
Yeah, do geese even have knees? I feel like they're just like...
Well, I think that's why it's called goose stepping, because they don't have knees.
I think they either have no knees or they have the little weird like bird backwards knees.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that.
They're dinosaurs at the end of the day. It's okay. I don't look at goose videos. They're scary. Have you ever like looked inside of like a goose or a duck's mouth and seen like the little like tongue and teeth? It's terrifying.
It is scary, yeah.
Why have you been doing this?
It's just a picture that stuck with me for so many years.
The way you implied it, you were like, it's a thing I've done.
It's happened to me, more like it.
Benina goes to Echo Park Lake and does dental work on the geese.
I go to Echo Park Lake and I hide because I'm scared of them.
Well, luckily there's no geese on Aldani, so you don't have to worry about that.
I don't think there's a single bird, but
yeah, there's no porgs in Andor, unfortunately.
Which is disgraceful, but that's okay. There is blue milk though, which is
yeah.
Like in the beginning of the episode, they're eating the cereal and Edie?
Edie, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Catherine Hunter pours the blue milk into the cereal. But yeah, no porks. Oh, well.
Did you want to do some Catherine Hunter talk?
I mean, we can do some Catherine Hunter.
As a theater person.
I think she's great. And I'm glad she's in this. And I'm glad they cast so many theater people in this. I was, thinking about her in the single Coen Bros tragedy of Macbeth and how great she was as all the witches. And, whenever Catherine Hunter shows up on something, it's a big fucking treat for me. So, to see her in this and to play, like, I think she's Jewish, a Jewish mom.
Everyone sees their own mother reflected back at them. Whatever. Yeah,
she's not quite my mother. She's more like my grandmother. If we're comparing her, like my grandmother was like
a motherly figure,
a very petite woman. But to have the second time I've seen Jewish representation in Star Wars, it was nice.
The first being
Watto.
That's correct.
Which is also apparently debatable, and I didn't know was.
Yes, as I have now worn my Watto costume for Halloween. At a party I was at, there was like ferocious debates whether Watto was anti-Semitic or anti-Armenian.
I know. My boyfriend thinks he's Armenian, and I'm like,
Armenian specifically?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so specific.
It's insane, and I don't believe that.
I think that's LA bias, I'm going to be honest. I think it is like Middle Eastern like coded, which is why like it straddles both lines. But
that's fair.
To say he is specifically racist against Armenians is very funny.
Yeah.
All we know is that his mind is focused on profit.
That's the like Tordarian, like in the book thing.
Yes, in like the research book. No, the argument I have, this is not a good argument. Yeah. Is that Watto is Jewish because Watto is like emblematic of the like Fagin character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like the evil businessman who like owns children.
He's making deals. He's trying to like, he owns a child.
Yeah,
and he wears a little hat.
He wears a little hat.
That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, to quote Alex, it's a Stremel.
Yes.
He has a hat in the squeakle, and that's important.
Well, now that our little Watto side,
we don't have to talk about Watto
over,
again, but we
have to talk about Watto.
I mean, we did, but there is no Watto or Judaism to be found in these 7 minutes. But happy Hanukkah to Catherine Hunter in this
Isn't she Greek?
Episode. Exactly, that's Jews.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's the Stavi rule.
So yeah, back to goose stepping.
Yeah, back to goose stepping.
Back to goose walking.
Back to Nazis. Yeah.
They come to a stop, and Andor asks what Vel and Cinta are going to be doing during their mission, and Tamarin tells him not to worry about it. And he has a little bit of venom in his voice about this, which is like, the girls are allowed to have their own mission, Cassian.
Or be in love, but that's okay. But the girls are allowed to have their own mission. Thank you for your allyship once again. But yeah, big Harold, they're lesbians happening right now. But yeah, I mean, I think what's really interesting here is just, we can talk about this more as the scene goes on, but just like the amount of distrust in this group and the fact that everyone's coming in here with their own sort of backstories and baggages and sort of hang-ups, and how is that helping or hurting the mission, for example?
In no way reflects political organizing in the real world. Yeah. People coming from different backgrounds with their own trust issues.
Yeah. People are not meeting each other where we're at. People are not 80% listening here. But I think it's very like realistic to like trying to bring a group of together. But I think the Empire has so many things stacking against it that like, the stakes are so high, and the level of like infiltration and technology and resources stacked against these people, like it augments like this lack of distrust between everybody.
And I think what's happened is that they have intentionally compartmentalized the mission, so that way if the boys get caught, they don't know where Vel and Cinta really are, except for Taramin. And so that way if the boys get caught, they are not in danger of also getting caught or being, turned in to the Empire. So like there is like a practical safety reason for why this is happening, but then it does lead to interpersonal conflict.
Yeah. I simply don't know high strategy. I just think the girls should hang out.
Well, as they prepare to run through their mock goose step again, Cassian suggests that Taramin and Skeen switch places. Terriman tries to shut this down, but Vel asks why, and Cassian explains that it's because Skeen is left-handed and you want your gun on the outside. Vel then quizzes Cassian, and we see he's picked up exactly who is and isn't right-handed, even going so far as to note that Nemik favors right but shoots left.
I wrote this down. Wouldn't it be more accurate to say that Nemik favors left and shoots right?
Waka waka.
I mean, politically, yeah.
I wish a microphone can record eye roll, but
Thank
it
you.
can't. But yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he shoots. He's whatever.
He's a straight shooter.
I thought that was good. Shut up.
It is good.
Good job, Alex.
I think the reason for that little line is I think it's a sign that like Nemik was born a left-handed person and lived in some kind of home that forced him to be right-handed. And that I imagine that is where his rebel journey started.
Funny that happens in space. That happened to me a little bit. Like, I'm left-handed. I held a pencil wrong, and then in like 3rd grade, they're like, "Fix yourself," and I'm like, "No."
Fix your grip or die.
Yeah, literally, they like gave me like a squishy thing to like help me grip a pencil, like I guess correctly, but I don't know why there's even a correct way to hold a pencil. If you write well, you write well.
One is evil.
I mean, I'm already left-handed. Like,
right.
I'm already evil. Like,
that's the sign.
Exactly. So they're trying to reform my left-handed grip. But there are benefits to being left-handed. And I bat left-handed. So my softball team, like, I was closer to first base. So they like put me at a specific point in the order, or like, you know, you play first base, even though it's short, but you know, you stretch when you catch, when you throw, you know, it's anyway.
But you can't use scissors.
Lefty scissors.
You have to buy special scissors.
Yeah, and the mugs, like the design on the mugs are the wrong way.
They're all pointing in the wrong direction.
Being left-handed is so hard, but I feel so cool sometimes.
I was just thinking, I wish there were scenes where they were just like throwing other questions at Cassian of what he doesn't be like, Skeen's a Sagittarius. Like,
I'm now picturing Cassian as like a little astrology girly.
Yeah.
I think he's learned astrology in order to talk to the girls.
Yes. How deep his understandings of all of them has become.
He doesn't believe in astrology, but he does know all of his birth chart to impress women.
Exactly.
That's how he gets laid.
That's how
he
got Bix.
Bix.
Yeah. Bix definitely knows astrology.
Oh, Bix. That's what I was gonna say. Was like Cassian looks down on astrology, but yeah, he knows it to get Bix.
But yeah, I mean, aside from goofs and being left-handed and stuff like that, I mean, it also shows that like Cassian knows like ball. Like, it is him like also like, you know, trying to be like, I'm worthy here, and you need me, and I was sent here for a reason.
He's extraordinarily perceptive.
Yeah.
Like, this is not just like something that he needed to know for the mission. Like, he just picked this up and held on to it. And Vel is clearly impressed. Terriman is a little annoyed to be upstaged.
Yeah.
And Skeen, ever the shitster, teases Andor if he has any other suggestions. But then this beautiful moment of camaraderie is interrupted by a screech from off in the distance, and Cinta shouts that there's a TIE fighter approaching. And everyone has to scramble to cover the guns. And just when it looks like maybe the TIE fighter's leaving, it then flies over their heads, roaring as loud as it can to try and scare them, which is just such a fucking asshole move.
Such an asshole move.
I also want to call out that the TIE fighter, as it's coming, we get sort of like a dolly zoom onto Cinta's face, which reminded me a lot of like the Roy Scheider scene from Jaws. Because also in like a second, when you hear the TIE fighter, it sounds like a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah,
it's like it sounds like Jurassic Park in here. So I think there's a little Spielberg going on here.
I mean, they're best friends, George and Steve, buddies.
But George has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, but it's in the fabric of the world. But yeah, George has nothing to do with this. I just think it's nice they're friends. But yeah, I mean, it's a really harrowing moment with the sort of flyby. I mean, you know, the grip of the Empire that it has, but. Yeah, just to see these just course through like a valley and like reverberate under like off the sides of these mountains. It's like, how do you live like that in your day-to-day life.
Yeah,
like,
they have to like drop to the ground and cover their ears to avoid like blowing out their eardrums. And we're just so like desensitized to seeing a TIE fighter in like battles where there's like 100 of them, and now it's not scary anymore.
There's 100 of them. It's like the expanse of space. Like you don't really understand like when the scope is infinity. Like you don't know.
The scene in episode 9 where it's like all of the ships have returned, and I'm like, but they're all little. They look like little Lego pieces. Like there's nothing actually like impressive about this.
We don't have to talk about episode 9. But I think also like. Yeah, I mean, I've just like been thinking about like what does this TIE fighter like make me feel and remind me of, and I was just like really thinking back to June, living in LA in June, and just seeing, you know, tanks on the street and the National Guard at all spaces, and just like, you know, what role, you know, an oppressive police force has when it's always present in your neighborhoods and in your society. And yeah, it's just like these people, like this group is fighting, but like I think about the people who are getting kicked out of the hotels and the people who are just regular workers on this planet, and it's like what is the like mental toll that like also, having this take on you,
just like ICE agents. I think like the TIE fighter like flyer saw them and is doing this as a dick move.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
They just think these are some like hick farmers, and like it'll be funny to give them a scare, you know, and remind them that we're here and we're in charge. It's like totally a power move.
They're the Maoist vanguard though. They're in the fields learning.
Which is where, as Nemik as everybody dusts themselves off, Nemik comes in with his little Maoist nugget of knowledge. Surprise from above is never as shocking as one from below.
Man, I hope he finishes his manifesto soon.
That's gonna go so hard as like the opening quote of a chapter about like revolutionary violence.
I just like think about, I'm like, he cooked. He was like, he was like, I thought of this. I've been turning this over in my head for so long, and now I get to say it out loud for the first time. I'm like, wow. You're so cool, my guy.
Is KKK Kylo Ren anything?
I mean, he's not
there yet. I'm trying.
He's not born yet.
That was the first Star Wars with a K name that came up that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I notably.
Oh yeah, KKK 2SO.
Well, yeah,
that would be it. Yeah.
But then he fixes himself. Spoiler.
He does.
Spoilers for
he
next
becomes
season.
reformed.
Just Maoist English Star Wars is a very funny concept.
It's a terrifying concept. I don't want to think about it. The brains are poisoned. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're going to talk about Nemik and his manifestos like for so long. But yeah, I really just want to know his process, like how long he's been like sitting on these things. Like, does he test out his theory with praxis? Like, how much materialism does he have in his life? Or is he just like, I'm journaling, I'll publish this?
I bet he also writes like slam poetry. Like that's where it's stuff like this
how do you organize somebody like Nemik?
Yeah, I'm kindly biting my tongue. But I'm glad he's out there talking to people. It's really the short of it. He's found a group.
You direct him to the POLED committee, the Political Education Committee.
I mean, yes. I think he's being organized pretty effectively right now. Like, the group is a little insular, but that's the limits of the empire right now and what it has to be. But I feel like Nemik would have just been alone if it wasn't for these people. Is there lore about how Nemik
We don't know how he got found yet.
I think he found them. No, like
that makes it sound like he annoyed them until they took him on board.
He's like,
he like probably figured something out about Luthen and like.
I bet like Luthen found him posting on like HoloNet lefty forums about wanting to decapitate Palpatine.
I mean, it's good that his energy's been directed and that he's taken up an organizing task. I think it's nice. But yeah, and you know, I think this group does need a theorist to ground their work. I think that's important. But it is very funny him trying to like hold a gun and stomp around.
Yeah. Well, with that, we then get another match cut, which I want to kind of shout out just how beautifully like these three scenes all like flow from one to the other so that you almost don't even notice that like we've cut to a new location and we end up with following this TIE fighter to where it's going.
It's a more professional swipe dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I wish I want to recut Andor with just the original Star Wars swipes.
I miss them. Bring them back.
But yeah, no, so we like I said, it sounds like a fucking dinosaur as it flies over the water. I'm sure there's some name for that effect, but whatever.
Yeah, I wanna know who's Sight and Sound. What's the
ILM?
ILM. Sorry, George. I just want to know how they like blended that sound together to make it come out. It all intrigues me. But
thank you, Ben Burt, one of the MVPs of Star Wars history.
But yeah, so we see the TIE fighter fly over the dam where we see what's the title? What's Gorn's fake title?
Lieutenant Gorn.
Lieutenant Gorn, excuse me, Lieutenant. Who's patrolling the lookout on top of the dam?
Mm-hmm.
Dam,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, dam, yeah.
That is a dam.
Yeah, it's a dam. We're gonna get some bait at this dam. What's the quote from Vegas Vacation?
I've never seen
I
it.
don't know.
Oh, okay. It's not fine.
There are movies we haven't seen, Alex, and that's okay.
It's not a Star
it's
Wars
not a very
movie,
good
so I
movie.
haven't seen it.
I watched it a lot as a kid. It's not very good. Yeah, he runs into corporate Kimsey, who was sort of slacking off over the rail, and like I feel like if Star Wars allowed smoking again, he'd be just like burning a cig over the side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He has like the earphones and the shithead mustache. Like he's blasting cigs. You know he is.
He wishes he had a cigarette so bad. All he can do is like, I think he's like picking at the paint on the railing.
Yeah.
Like that's all he has to do to entertain himself.
Which makes me wonder, like, somewhere in the Star Wars like offices, there's probably a rule where it's like they can smoke something that is like bigger than 6 inches. Like that enters like space territory, but like if it's too small, it's just a cigarette, and that's bad.
It has to like be bigger than a hookah.
Yeah, or like at least like bigger than a cigar. Like if it's bigger than a cigar, you can smoke it.
Yeah. Do you
think it can't be handheld? Because do they ever smoke a cigar? I don't think they ever do.
Do they think does Space Star Wars think cigarette bad for you yet? Like, do they have healthy cigarette in Star Wars? You think
they have the cigarette that's good for you?
Yeah. Like, have we progressed to like how do doctors feel? You know, Star Wars is a universe where a woman can die of grief and in childbirth and stuff like that. But I'd like to think there's healthy cigarettes in Star Wars.
So maybe they are just hookahs. That might be it.
I think that's all they have. They don't have what? Oh, there's no paper in Star Wars. So they don't have rolling papers to roll cigarettes.
There's no paper in Star Wars?
There's no paper. The first canonical appearance of paper
whoa,
in
the sacred
The
text.
Last Jedi, which is what I was getting to. That is the first time we've ever seen paper in Star Wars.
And Luke just rolled them and smoked them.
What the fuck are you talking about? There's not paper in Star Wars.
There's no paper. I just explained it. There's no books. There's no paper. Nemik's manifesto is not a journal that he's writing. It is like a voice thing.
So we can redo this. Space vape.
Yeah, exactly. So they could have a space vape, but they don't have space paper. But Alex got so mad when I said that.
He's so mad.
Okay, because there's something called fucking Klimsoplast.
What is that?
Is a substance formed into flat, thin sheets suitable for writing on.
What substance?
Is this in canon?
Yes.
Where did it show up?
What substance?
Yeah.
Flimsoplast, sometimes shortened to flimsy. During the age of the Galactic Empire, flimsoplast was a more common physical writing medium than paper.
So paper existed.
Yes, but there's no paper. We didn't have paper now, but we had plenty of flimsoplast.
It's rare. I guess in episode 3, there's a background extra in the Jedi Temple who's using a physical clipboard with paper as their prop, which Pablo Hidalgo noted would be rare in the Star Wars universe.
Thank you to that extra for creating such lore.
Good thing the EU invented flimsoplast as a paper stand-in.
The EU?
That's what he said.
Like
the extended universe.
Oh,
yes.
And like the European Union?
They invented flimsoplast and universal USB-C. Thanks, EU. Everyone knows why. That's why we have them, right?
What?
That
USB-C.
Apple had moved to a USB-C charger because the EU.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
They're like, you're making too much money off your stupid fake bad chargers. You have to use a standardized one.
Imagine a real country or a real governing body that actually, enforced regulations.
Hey, let's
on
not
companies.
get Europe too much credit here.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, back to the guy with the Gen Z mustache. Gorn asks if he's enjoying the view, and then Kimsey tells him that it gets a bit stale inside, which is actually, this is a little bit of exposition that will pay off later. Of like, who gets to sit out, has to hang out inside, and who gets to sit outside is a important part. Gorn takes in the view and mentions that it's inspiring. And I think knowing what we know now about Gorn, like I think at that moment he is thinking about the person he's lost.
Yeah.
Like I think he is hit by a moment of sentimentality.
This is a really like quiet moment of the show, but it's also one of the best like subtext scenes.
Yeah.
It's so easy to like overlook this when you're watching it for the first time, but like coming through it now and just seeing like how everything Gorn is saying is like connected to his journey from Imperial officer and now to rebel.
Yeah, and it's I don't know this actor's name, but like that the shot of him like looking out and they're away from each other, you can read it all in his face like really incredibly.
It's really great work
because you could see like sort of what he's been through, but also like the seeds he's planning to like throw everyone off at this damn like later, like him trying to compartmentalize his personal life, this like double life he's currently leading. It's good stuff.
And Kimsey keeps like kind of looking over to him, like trying to get a read on this guy, and he just can't figure it out. Like he can't figure out how to make a connection with him.
Yeah. And the dynamic's really interesting because it's like this guy who like hates his job, blasting cigs, whatever, and then like this is a higher status. Like Gorn is like his
boss,
his superior, but at the same time, it's like, oh, like I can't read my boss, or like we're all sort of like forlorn.
I think Gorn is also doing like OPSEC. Like here's a guy who is not good at his job, who I can put in a position of power, who will fuck up to my advantage later.
Oh,
well, what it is that he's seeing him outside, and as he says at the end of the scene, make sure you're at your post at night. And the reason for that is because Vel and Cinta are going to be coming out around this dam. And so he's...
Oh, they came out a long time ago.
Have they made out yet?
They sleep together.
Oh, okay. I don't know how much we've seen.
They share a blanket?
They share a bed, a bunk.
Doesn't they share a blanket?
A blanket, yeah, something like that.
Fellas, is it gay to share a bunk?
In the world of Star Wars, it is.
Yeah. Also, what's the like line that he says where it's like 100 something?
Yes. Kimsey sort of has no fucking idea what Gorn is like in his own like flashback, and Kimsey's just like, I have no fucking idea what's going on. So he pivots to ask like, so how's the tearing down going? Because it sounds like they're going to be tearing down this to build a giant airbase.
Yeah.
And Gorn mentions it's being discussed.
And this fact that is like coming up now, I think explains why they're in such a rush to get this heist done. Because as soon as the Empire builds an entire airbase here, it's going to be impossible to steal this money. They can only steal this money now when it's lightly defended.
Yeah. I also like when they bring up the airbase, like I'm just like, this natural beauty of the scene, like they're shooting outside on location, like it's absolutely beautiful, like the mountains, and I just think about like
it's a real place too. That's like the real like Scottish Highlands, which like I want to visit.
I know they're great. But yeah, just to think about like how the Empire is just gonna like tear this like natural world apart.
They've already turned apart the cultural part, so now it's just down to physical parts.
Yeah, I mean it's just like we're mining it for resources, and you know how the Empire is like extractive in nature. It makes me sad.
I don't know why I got a flash of this.
Do you think this planet believes in global warming with all these airplanes? Does that happen?
We can just leave the planet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we've only got one.
But
they have many.
Yeah, does this planet have an ozone layer we can mess up with all those airplanes?
No, but I think there's something I don't know. This is not like a fully developed thought, which is what podcasts are for. Just when you have a half thought.
I have no
but there
thought.
is something about like I got an image as you're talking about that of like a zone of interest of this like incredible natural beauty combined with this sort of just wretched construction of evil and torment that are sort of connected to each other.
I mean, we could talk about zone of interest forever, but like that very beautiful garden, like again, you know, built by fascists, like this fascist beauty, but you see in the background just smoke of, you know, dead bodies. Yeah, I mean, it's like, what do we see? What do we want to see? Like, what facade is the Empire going to put on this natural beauty after they tear it to shreds? Makes me sad. Star Wars isn't real though.
Yeah. Speaking of genocides.
Oh.
Kimsey points out that there's not too many Donnies to worry about anymore. Usually they would come in thousands every year for the Eye. He asks how many will show up for the Eye event tomorrow. Less than 100 came last time, and then Kimsey says, still enough to smell them, right? Which is piece of shit. Fall off the fucking side.
I think he's like trying to like bond with his boss with like a little light like racist joke, you know?
Yeah.
And he just doesn't realize he's barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, can you imagine 1,000 of them? And then Gordon just basically does like an eye roll. He's just like, oh, bro, I don't know this.
But he has to hide it all.
Yes.
You know, like he has to be careful, like not to show that. And again, we get like that great subtext of him saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can imagine it.
I was hanging out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He was in the Zion raves with the Donnie. Yeah, Gordon sort of walks away, and then like in a really good, again, little bit of acting, he just sort of like, I can only describe it as like a shaking my damn head pivot as he walks away. I don't know if I have to describe it besides that's what he kind of does. Of just like, man, I'm sick of this shit.
I think if Gorn ever, like, I don't think he has any doubts about going on this mission, but I think this interaction is a perfect encapsulation of all the reasons why he's doing this now.
I mean, the ebbs and flows, the layers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the forest, Skeen and Terriman remove a giant piece of wood to reveal supplies in a trunk hidden underneath. I don't know what Nemik is doing. He's like fiddling. Is he like fiddling with guns? He has like this they look like wristbands. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Maybe that's ammunition.
Yeah, it looks like it's like ammo for their like AK-47s. Maybe it's some kind of, maybe they're like watches that they're going to put on.
They look like, I don't know.
It looks like watches or like a comm thing, but I don't know. They're cool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Vel is sort of quizzing Cassian in, it's Donnie, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he said, what is hello in the local tongue? And he answers, Navrai. Sorry, I made it a little Russian. I didn't mean to make it Russian. She makes him repeatedly go again. And then it's very funny. I think this is a little like Tom Stoppardy, but to be like, repeat again. And then Cinta says, what's stop?
Yep.
Like, enough, like, both stop this conversation and what we're pivoting to stop as a word.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then, how do you say stop? And then Cassian's like, Nietzsche? Like, I'm just like, is that the joke? He's saying Nietzsche, and then we work backwards from there.
Maybe it's a joke for you.
Yeah, and it's like, she's like, it's more like niche, which I don't know. It made me laugh.
Yeah, it's a goof for you, just for you.
Cinta asks Cassian how his arm is. He says she's a great healer, a forest healer.
He's hitting on her.
I know.
But then immediately after.
Yeah.
And then Vel, you can see Vel in the background when he says that, and she looks so mad and annoyed.
And she's like, and you can dress yourself. And I'm like, they're lesbians. Like, yeah.
Cassian just can't help itself. He can't help himself. He has chemistry with everyone.
He does, but he also doesn't know what a lesbian is. And he needs to learn.
Chasing Cinta.
Yeah. Bad.
No, if you told me Marva had like a lesbian period after Clem died, I would believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Daughters of Ferrex.
Yeah.
Daughters of Ferrex.
Yeah.
That's what you call a gay woman on Ferrex.
Friends of Dorothy.
Friends of Marva. Yeah, Friends of Marva.
Yeah.
So yeah, out of the corner of his eye, Cassian sees Skeen grabbing his bag. He runs over and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" Basically, and grabs it back. Skeen says he was just moving it, but Cassian just makes it clear, don't you touch my fucking bag, man. It's mine.
That's because it's the bear. It's the guy from the Bear.
Yes.
And they say fuck a lot in the Bear.
That's true. I also say fuck a lot.
And also maybe Girls. I have not seen Girls. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's what else is that's Ben Grimm, baby.
He's also the Thing.
He's
Yeah.
also the Thing. I forgot he was in Girls.
Yeah.
I never got that far.
Is this character Jewish if he's Ben Grimm?
He does have a tattoo. But it's not clear if that tattoo was forced upon him.
It was like a prison gang tattoo, so
he chose it?
Or maybe out of survival in the prisons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like in prison, I don't know how much you get to choose whether you get a tattoo or not.
That's true. So yeah, Vel comes over and reminds Skeen that he was supposed to be checking comms. So clearly he was not cleaning up. He was just going to check his bag.
Yeah.
And at this point, Vel gets her revenge for his wandering eyes and tells Cassian he can trust himself.
Trust himself.
Fuck your arm.
Which is just showing us like how, despite the camaraderie we've started to see, like these underlying distrust between the crew is still there.
Yeah, I mean they're messy humans at the end of the day. But yeah, it's what happens when you have a new guy in your group, and the new guy is probably more competent than the rest of them. But
so yeah, he then goes to the tree to put on his military jacket. Takes the crystal, his not
his sky kyber.
A sky kyber. Kyber. Takes it out of his boot, puts it on to hide it underneath his jacket.
Very suspiciously.
Yes.
He does not do it very
good work. Sorry, I take back all praise of Cassian. I just fully heaped on him.
This was a reshoot when it was not clear what he was doing the first time. The audience got confused.
We're the dumb ones.
When he turns around to like show Teremin his like jacket on, like the necklace is poking out of there, which is so
also
funny.
Like he's got a deep V on that shirt. Like this is riskies. Like my guy.
It's probably not comfortable having it in his shoe.
No,
that's
guess.
fair.
No, it is.
You can't
pointy.
goose step well when you have a big ass pointy rock in your shoe.
Just think about how good he is when he takes that out. The goose stepping, it's like a.
Oh, he's so good at it.
It's like weight training, like Goku. When he takes it off, he's even more powerful. So yeah, and then Teremin says that he will make a soldier out of him yet. He'll make a man out of you.
Yeah, I'll make a man out of you.
Down business.
Which is a nice little foreshadowing of his future. You know, like Teremin doesn't know, but like he has, in a sense, made a soldier out of Cassian. Like this is where he first becomes a soldier.
Yeah, I mean, this is like now his cause. This is gonna set him off for till he dies, basically. So
yeah, it's some good face acting from Diego Luna afterwards. Of like, he takes it seriously. He takes that seriously.
Yeah, that like does mean something to him. Even if he's trying to come up with reasons why it's not true. Like he's trying to tell himself, I'm not actually a soldier. I'm just in this for the money. But Teremin, I think, is starting to see that, you know, he does have that in him.
Yeah. And like you do have to care a bit. Like there's only like so much like as a person you can be like, this is for the money. Like how fulfilling is it? And yeah, it's like despite that he's like in the group to kind of fix their shit, because I think Luthen thought like the group was like not doing well, right? Or,
yeah. At the beginning of this arc, he says like, I was about to take the mission down.
Yeah. Like there is like some meaning and some emotional resonance there. Because I mean, you have to care about each other for the causes to work. We got each other at the end of the day. Even though they're all, you know, a little sharp around the edges, and that's all we got.
You can't let perfect be the enemy of good.
No, but the stakes are so high.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to let it be because, you know, death is so present in this world. I don't know. I was just like thinking, you know, how like immune to death like the Star Wars world is, like by the fact that like blasters just pervade society. Like I was just, and you don't
that's something like our society.
Yeah, but it's like you don't even see like blood or gore when someone is.
Well, blasters have a very special ability, which is depending on if the character is important or not, can kill you immediately or also just praise you.
That's true. But yeah, I'm just like, man, everyone has a blaster and they can just kill you, and it's just, that's it. But yeah, that was what I was thinking on the bus over here, and just, you know, how wide is like death in the Star Wars universe.
Going back to Georgie Porgy's influences, it's sort of just like a samurai sword. Like everyone has their sword walking around, and that's what a blaster is. It's just everyone has one.
And it's very Wild West.
Yeah.
Of like the civilization is here sometime, but also sometimes when civilization is here, like that lawlessness still remains. Which is interesting how that lawlessness like seeps out when, you know, you have the Empire that's trying to be like law and order, and dun. Oh my god, space Star
anyway,
Law and Order.
I think that's the end of our time.
Any final thoughts on Aldhani?
No, I'm good. I mean, we really went deep and tangential up in here, so I'm good with Aldhani. I mean, we can talk about their fashions a bit, but like the fur lining, I think, is really nice, and like Nemik's little like red hat that he was wearing when he was a soldier.
We've talked about
his Holden Caulfield hat.
We're done then. We can move on from Aldani.
We leave Aldani and find Dedra and her tightly coiled hair bun walking through the halls of the ISB, right past Blevin, as he's making sure he has a tight hand on the budget for the Ferrix operation and is briefed on what really matters, his upcoming speech at the Finkley conference.
I know.
Which is so funny.
It's so funny. It's also like wild that like, you know, you're like, oh, the Empire has a budget to work with? Like they can't just have unlimited monies? Like how much is the budget? Like
there's a part of me that thinks like they could just give everybody unlimited money.
Exactly.
But they want people to have budgets so they have something to fight over.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I mean they're basically like impressing the same systems like within like their own rules of governments. And you know, what they put on, you know, all the other planets as well. But now I'm just like thinking about like, yeah, has there ever been a budget fight on the Senate floor in Star Wars? Like,
I mean, the taxation of trade routes is in dispute. So
true, that's true. But yeah, what do you think like the red lines are of the Senate on like the budget? I don't know.
There's one planet out there that like we have to keep funding. They're our democracy in the outer rim.
Pago.
Yeah.
We said the man Pago. Yeah. Pago is a thing. Everyone knows what Pago is, right?
No.
Oh, Pago was a rule passed by Congress. I think it was like a Nancy Pelosi thing, but it's basically like you can't like like in order to pay for this, you have to.
I know what this is. I just was so locked in on the Jar Jar. I thought this was
the man Pago.
I thought this was a Star Wars.
No, it's a real thing.
No, I know it's a real thing. I just was so okay.
That would be a Star Wars name, though.
It does.
Pago.
Pago Fett. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm just like intrigued by the notion of, you know, people are having budget fights in Star Wars.
I do think it's a sign of Blevin being a very like old school imperial thinker that like he cares about the budget, whereas like I feel like Dedra would blow the budget up.
Oh, absolutely.
She would not care if it meant that she got results, and if she was successful, she'd be rewarded for that.
Yeah, I mean, Blevin is like I was just following orders type of fascist, and Dedra's by any means necessary type of fascist.
And then we follow Dedra as she goes to dig through military records.
Well, first they go they talk about Hosnian Prime.
Well, that's what I'm getting.
Okay.
Don't worry. Dedra's digging through the military records looking for signs of rebel activity, and here it says there's no point in looking at the Hosnian Prime registry because they haven't broken, misplaced, or mislabeled a single military component in the past 12 quarters. So, like, all the information coming out of there is useless because they've completely cooked the books to make themselves look good, like they're fucking like a North Korean military base or something. It's very funny.
Yes, it's a glup. That's a soy face of Hosnian Prime.
It is a little Glupshido moment. Benina Hosnian Prime is one of the planets destroyed by the First Order's Starkiller base.
Oh,
in
Death Star 2?
The sequel.
Yes.
Death Star 2, exactly. Electric Boogaloo.
Yep.
It's Death Star, but the S is a 2.
No, Death Star, but it's a dollar sign.
Yes.
That's episode 9
Death
when
Stars,
all of the dreadnoughts have Death Stars on them.
Anyway, that's for you, James
Cameron. He had lost the Star Wars.
Yes. And Dedra says that Here should go and get some sleep because she doesn't know what she's doing. But here, you know, as a personal assistant, happy to gas up his overbearing boss, insists that she's onto something. The Kessel, Fondor, targeting consoles from Jakku, proton warheads from Base K, the Steerguard Starpath. Dedra might not know exactly what's going on, but she does know this. If I was them, this is how I'd do it. I'd spread it out, never climb the same fence twice. And here, yes-ands her and says, it's too random to be random.
Can we talk about the name Hirt?
Yes.
Hirt?
It's what the fuck is that?
Icelandic.
I mean, it sounds very Nazi.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Do you know his first name?
What's his first name?
Avril.
Avril of Hirt?
Avril Lahirt.
Avril Lahirt.
That's beautiful.
I do think I shouted him out before, but he is played by Jacob James Beswick. And one thing I did see him say since we last talked about him is that he's a queer actor, and he did say like he played Hirt as like a queer Imperial. And I feel like you can kind of see it in the way that it's like bursting out of him at times.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's trying to play the part of a good Imperial soldier.
Overcompensating?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was the word I was looking for.
I mean, he went through so many files. Interesting. That's I think there's a lot to talk about like, like queer coded villains or queer coded like sidekicks.
Because I think he sees Dedra as an outsider, kind of, and he probably feels like an outsider too.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, like not ethically, but like as a like sort of character motivation.
Nazis can be queer too.
Well.
There are a lot of gay MAGA Republicans.
True. That's true.
Let's remove the word Nazi and it'll be a little easier.
I was just thinking about the pink triangle, but
I mean, yeah, for others, but if it's you, it's cool.
Okay. You could think that.
I'm sure there were closeted gay Nazis. We can go through the ranks. And
there absolutely was. I mean, I don't know.
I imagine here also has to be in the closet.
Not talk about Ernst Röhm.
Or I was going to say, not to talk about Leni Riefenstahl's Triumph of the Will, but just the fixation on the male body and the perfect male form comes off very queer. And I think there's been like queer artists who kind of like have like analyzed that in their art. But yeah, I mean, not many conclusions for me to draw, but it's just the thread does exist in, cultural depictions, I guess.
Not that you have to, quote, have to hand it to them, but Leni Riefenstahl is a good Star Wars name.
Oh, yeah.
Without
absolutely.
context. Like, it does, like, you gotta deliver that piece to Riefenstahl. Like,
Moff
Riefenstahl.
Yeah.
Moff Riefenstahl. Yeah, I mean, it's just a German name.
Yeah.
That's where all the Empire names come from. You know Darth Vader?
Isn't that Dutch?
Vader is a Vater. That's meant for father.
But isn't Vader literally Dutch?
Dutch is just like spicy German.
Dutch is spicy German. Explain more.
I think that's accurate.
It's just like a little weird German.
Well, isn't that English?
We're also spicy German.
Yes.
Yiddish, that's spicy German too. A lot of things are spicy German.
Yiddish is not really we're not really spicy.
I mean, I'm good at Yiddish because I know German and
I
know the Hebrew alphabet.
We're not a spicy people, is my point.
No, make tummy hurt.
Yes.
There is one little line I wanted to shout out, which is when Hirt is talking about the Hosnians' impeccable record. He says the only account they have left is the Imperial Navy, which I think is another example of how different factions within the Empire like work against each other. The fact that like the Hosnian Prime like would have accounts that need to be held with other divisions of the Empire is really interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's just like structures are not taken for granted. Like you got to create them, and it's so satisfying in Andor to see like the cracks within the Empire. I mean, Deidre is the perfect example. Like she's been on it, like she knows everything that's going on the entire time, but the bureaucracy is like, we don't, you're no. But so it's again, like, I think it's like the structures are from the people, like.
And she's like doing her own mini like investigative, she's using, I said this before, but like she's using the tactics of the ISB on the Empire itself of like digging through the records to try to find like weaknesses that can be exploited.
Yeah, absolutely.
And her and Hirt are just having like it's taking a lot out of them, but they're also having a great time. Oh. Like Hirt will not go and is like, what if we just did like 2 more files?
I know, 2 more files, and then she just pops an Adderall or like whatever drug it is. Like, what drug do you think it is? My instinct was Adderall because I'm like, oh, she's gonna pull an all-nighter. But like now that we're talking about,
it's like Adderall or speed or like weren't all the Nazis like hopped up on speed like throughout?
Alex, were all the Nazis hopped
Yes, they were all hopped up on speed.
Okay. I feel like you would know the answer to this. I didn't know.
And she's like fussing with her collar. Like
I know. I mean, like Denise Gall is incredible actor. Just like every choice that she makes on her face. Like she doesn't move her eyebrows in the scene. Like it's all like the characterization is all held in her jaw, and everything is just so specific and so like, you are evil and you are steely, but like it's not playing it as a caricature. Like she's awesome.
Yeah, I love her line when she says, "This is how I do it." Yeah. Like her jaw is so fucking clenched, and she's been like, you can tell like she's been thinking about this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, this is the only thing going on in her head.
Yeah. It's just like thinking about like, what is like the backstory she's crafted for herself to get to this point? Like, do you think she like has experienced like sexism in the workplace and like being like waved off for being a woman? Like, and then she's like, I'm going to work this many times harder because like I have to climb to the top.
So there is some like extra textual context, which is that she grew up in a empire
kindergarten.
Oh yeah. Kinderschule.
Yes. So she's just been in the system her entire life.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just like always so like curious like what the like gender politics in like the empire are, considering, you know, I like we have like, you know, we have Denise, we have like people in like the other the Obi-Wan like like evil women in that one. So I'm just like, what's the you know, I'm always curious, like, how people feel.
They have slowly been making, like, in the Disney era, they've introduced it's very odd. One of the ways they've, like, introduced diversity in the Disney era is by making the Empire and the First Order more diverse.
Yeah.
Which is saying something.
Yeah, it's saying something. But, yeah, I don't really have much to say on that. We can mostly just talk about Deirdre taking her addies, and then that's the end of the 7.
No, so there was when we brought up weird Nazi drugs, it did remind me of a story which I wanted to make sure I got correctly. What's his name? The OSS, which predates the CIA. What's his name? The head of the OSS. I mean, there were lots of wacky plans to kill Hitler. There was one where they tried to concoct a special female hormone that they tried to get into Hitler's vegetables. It would make Hitler's mustache fall off and give him a whole set of voice. And they tried to force femme Hitler.
They were going to bimbofy Hitler.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. Wow. I love how we haven't changed as a society. Like someone would have that idea today.
Somehow reality is stranger than fiction. Like if you wrote a movie about like going back in time and turning Hitler into a big titty bimbo, and his mustache just falls off.
I know.
My knockers.
Yeah. I mean, I also kind of love it as a tactic. Like, you know what's up there with death? Public humiliation. Yeah.
If we can't kill him, we can at least
make him feel
make him a
really
dime.
Embarrassed.
But I when they said like we can make his mustache fall off, somebody imagined it as like just the mustache like weak, crap. Like it didn't.
Yeah, it falls off in like one fell swoop.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we leave Dedra popping her Adderall, her speed. And they get back to work, but what will they find? You're going to have to tune in next week to find out.
I have no idea what they find. I didn't watch further.
Benina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Any final thoughts about Andor, about stars, about what's to come that you didn't get to share?
I mean, I am so impressed with how much we covered for just 7 minutes. I mean,
it's a dense show.
It is a very dense show. And season 2, I think, gets way more dense.
Yeah, exactly.
Once we start like jumping years. But I mean, I think it's a very human story while also like tackling, you know, systems and the root of things, which like so often in especially like mainstream like film and TV, we're not thinking systematically. We're thinking, or we're at least thinking in like very like broad thematic strokes. You know, we have like a resurgence of, you know, film and TV going, you know, isn't the billionaire class bad, but not really saying anything beyond that. And I think Andor is such a lightning in the bottle show because it really unpacks like what makes up fascism, what it takes to rebel against it. And then also all my guys are in this show, so that's fun too.
So how does one fight fascism?
I don't know. I'll watch the rest of Andor and figure it out.
That's up to the new DSA coach here to find out.
I'm going to bed. No. How does one fight fascism? I don't know. There's the rest of Andor, and then there's a Rogue One, and then there's a Star Wars episode 4 through 6. And then they fix that a little bit, and then I guess it comes back. The dead speak, and then it comes back a little bit at the end. Do they fix it at the end of 9? I don't know.
The lesson of Star Wars is that you're always fighting fascism.
Exactly.
It's one battle after another.
One battle after another.
I guess we can cut this out if for whatever reason ICE is no longer in LA. But should we promote the Home Depot?
Sure.
things?
Yeah, I mean,
Are we still gonna be doing them?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, ICE is not leaving, but I mean, who knows what happens comes February?
Yeah, but speaking of fighting fascism, though, if anyone our listeners are in LA, I highly recommend signing up for DSALA's Home Depot Patrol Corps.
Yeah.
Which are just sort of go to Home Depot and keep their eye out for ICE and alert people there if ICE is coming.
Yeah. I mean, I think what we've talked about in the show is we need to organize together. We need to be in community with each other. And these Home Depot patrols is you waking up every day, being in your community, being with other people who care deeply about our communities, and watching out together.
Yeah, and if you're in other cities, I'm sure there's another org, if not DSA, who is doing similar work.
Yeah, they are everywhere. And speaking of just decentralized things that are working, we're doing it. It's in every city.
And to quote Nemik's manifesto from later in the show, but every small act of resistance pushes the line further. So every little thing we can do does matter.
It does matter.
Is the ultimate lesson of this show. I think that Andor is just one guy in this huge galaxy where horrible things are happening all the time. And we're lucky in the story of the show that he survives to get to the point that he does.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's something that Rogue One does really well. It's showing the individuals and this big domino system of things, and Andor gets into that even more. And I think it does a very good line of not going hero praise on these people. It is truly an ensemble. There's no manic pixie dream Luke Skywalker coming to save people. It is the Empire is comprised of so many things. The rebellion is comprised of so many people and skill sets and actions. And I think it takes all of us.
You bring up an interesting point though, which made me think of what's the Truffaut quote? There's no such thing as an anti-war film.
Oh yeah,
showing the nature of war is inherently cool.
Yeah,
and in realistic thing, the more radical which can exist is if the first half of the show was exactly the same, and then during this raid, Cassian just gets shot and dies. That's the more actual realistic odds. The fact that he survives to the end is not realistic. Most people don't make it to that far.
Yeah. But I think the way the show gets around that,
that would be a bad show.
Yeah, so many people on this mission don't make it. Though, you know,
Cassian also notably does not make it eventually.
Yeah.
We're learning the story of a dead man.
What?
He's gonna die. He notably dies.
Wake up, dead man. Dead man.
The dead speak.
Benina, do you want people to follow you? Do you want to share social media, or do you want to be an anonymous voice?
I don't wish to be perceived. You know me. You know where to find me. I don't really post.
That's fine. That's fair.
Would you like to promote something else that you didn't make but you think is good?
A few small beers.
Just the concept or the quote?
Both.
Okay, good.
Have a few small beers
for
Benina.
For me.
In Benina's honor. And while you're having those few small beers, be sure to write us a review on Apple Podcasts, where you can follow us and get all of our upcoming episodes. And then you can follow Andorks on social media at AndorksPod. And you can also send us an email. How do you fight fascism?
How do you fight fascism?
Send us your way of fighting fascism at andorkspod@gmail.com.
Welcome to Coffee Talk. We got much to discuss. How do you fight fascism?
Yeah, welcome to Air Talk. I'm Larry Mantle. Fight fascism.
That was a good callback to we got full circle.
Yeah. We sure did. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week for part 4 of Aldani. Bye, dorks.
Make sure to write those emails on Flimsiplast.
Yeah, right. We need a P.O. box to send in your Flimsiplast.
Yeah.
It's a P.O. It's a P.O. box. It's an F.O. It's for Flimsiplast.
Flimsiplast office. Bye, dorks.
Bye, dorks.